Welcome to Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 85. I'm your host, Trashcan Jones.
And I'm Breeeeg, your fellow host.
Our own Chicago Bears, hometown team, are in the playoffs. They have been doing some good work. So, with that in mind, I figure I'd like to share with you some of the downs of our Bears history.
Before we get into that game was so hype. Like,
It was
I'm
great.
not like a big football guy, but I wore a Bears hat the week before that game to work, just because I like have it, and I'm like, I don't want to do my hair. So someone started to try to talk to me about football in the elevator, and I didn't know what to say. I was just like, yeah, hope they win, and all that stuff. And I was thinking to myself, I should really watch sports because of the universal sort of language it is.
Yeah,
you know, you can kind of talk about it with almost anybody.
Yeah, to some level, even if it's not to the very in-depth level, you could just have the tertiary conversation.
So I want to be a part of that. And then so you put on that game and I watched it and I was like, that was so fucking cool.
Especially
Fuck the Packers.
It's so many things coming together, because obviously you have the Bears-Packers rivalry, very famous in Chicago. You also have just wild card weekend, the fact that the Bears are a wild card in the playoffs, meaning in football standings they're not guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. They have to beat another team who's in the wild card, and that other team just happened to be the Packers. It's not always the Packers every year, but this time it happened to be. So those two things of ooh, we might make it into the playoffs. All we got to do is beat, those motherfucking Packers. Ooh, everybody get the cheese grater hats out.
Yep. It was a big one. It was an important one. We won it after flipping the score.
Yeah, a lot of score flips back and forth. It was a crazy, crazy game to win, and they're playing today. We gotta check out that game later today.
Yeah, but I ended up going into work the next day, and I wore my Bears hat again, and I struck up a conversation with someone.
Yeah, now you're the sports
head
guy.
of another department, and he's like, I'll send you an email. We'll talk about this and that. And
that's networking, baby.
Yeah, so thank you, Bears, for winning. You've added to my life and made a fan out of me.
Well, let me share with you.
Now we talk about all the fuck-ups.
Well, we're going to talk about one part of why the Bears making it to the playoffs is such a sweet feeling. Because we talked about it before. You don't really like winning all the time. Eventually, it probably just gets stale, right? The winning feels good only because you've had so many years of hardship. And one of the years of hardship was largely due to a man by the name of Cody Parkey. So are you familiar with the term the doink? Or a doink?
I thought that was a joint.
Well, it can be, but in football terminology, it is when
you hit the
uprights. Yep. Now, the uprights in football, they are quite large poles. They kind of look small on TV. If you get up close to it, just like traffic lights, they're pretty large, thick poles. Regardless, a lot less upright than there is everything else in the stadium, right?
Yeah.
It would be very skillful to be able to hit that, accurately. To be able to do that, it takes a lot of skill. In fact, there's kickers and, hockey players the same way, soccer players. In practice, they will specifically aim for the goalpost in order to try and dial in their accuracy. But, of course, during the game, that's not what you would want to do. You want to kick it through the uprights, and kicking it to the left or the right seemingly would be the more statistically likely thing to happen. So Cody Parkey, during the 2018 NFL season, set an NFL record for doinks in a season, including 4 in a single game. 4 kicks off the uprights and out.
And out. So is there a good doink too?
There is a good doink. You can kick it in the uprights and go in.
Okay.
It can.
So
it can.
Counts. Yeah.
Which brings us to the final point in our story. I believe it was, I don't know if it was Wild Card Weekend or the divisional round, so the round after Wild Card Weekend, where the Bears had made it, playing against the Philadelphia Eagles. Down by 2, game on the line. Cody Parkey comes up. He's made 3 other field goals in that game. He's got 9 of the Bears' current 15 points. He's got the lion's share of the score. He has done the most work out of any Bear on that field in order to put them into the position that they are currently in. Still losing, but only by 2. He comes up to make this game-winning kick. Kicks it off the upright, towards the middle, going in, off the center upright, and out.
No.
The double doink, ending the season with the most historic amount of doinks in the season. Let me see if I can find the picture of Matt Nagy's face, too, because it goes to the broadcast of the coach right afterwards, and it's the exact reaction you would think of just, like, him absolutely dumbfounded, like, there's no way this could have just absolutely happened to me.
And he's still at his job after that, right?
Yeah, absolutely not. So
okay.
that's
because I don't remember how long ago it was.
This is his face.
Oh, he's so
it's you would think that guy didn't even have his job after he left the field. You would think he wasn't allowed to come back to the locker room. Matt Nagy, the coach of the Bears at that time, tried out a bunch of new kickers with specifically 43-yard field goals, the field goal that Cody Parkey had double doinked. Like, he specifically, because Cody Parkey tried to, like, it's a historic botch. Like, you can't even try to do that. Nobody, even if you were the best kicker in the world, could do that if they tried. And it's just such a big letdown. He tried to go on like a talk show and talk about how upset he was about it. And that made the coach even more mad. And it's just, it was just the most historic flaming end of a season with the double doink. And if you mention that to really good Bears fans, they'll probably get upset. So
reasonably so.
Keep that off the topic list if you're going to start being a sports guy. Do not talk about doinks.
So I remember, like, at some point in the last however many years, and it could have been this, it was just people, like, talking about how badly they need to fire the guy that was doing field goals.
Yeah.
But anything like that happen again? Like, did they just have subpar?
They just had subpar kicking for a long time after that because they were kept rotating them out. Now, I believe they have, his name is Roberto Garza. He's been a very stalwart kicker for the Bears and has actually been very good. I don't remember his names, though. Bears, I think it was Roberto. No, it was Carlos Santos. Sorry. Roberto Garza is another kicker in the NFL.
Okay. The guy that I was thinking of probably wasn't Cody Parkey?
Cody Parkey. Yeah,
Cody
probably
Parkey.
not. No.
It just some very tired Bears fans.
Yeah.
This keeps happening.
It just keeps going. They say the same thing about quarterbacks. We've been on the quarterback train for the longest time, like ever since we had good old gunslinger Jay Cutler. He was our last, you could call it, great quarterback. We've just been on the skid ever since. Mitchell Trubisky and trying to find the next great guy. I think it was Justin Fields after that. Now we're on, who is it? Caleb Williams is our quarterback now? Yeah, we're going down the list. We need to get the next quarterback guy. Caleb Williams is doing a fine job, though. People seem to be happy with him. So they're not calling for his head.
Okay. Yeah.
Nobody on the Bears is specifically the problem because we're winning right now.
Yeah, we beat the Packers in the wild card game.
Nobody's complaining.
Everyone's getting bonuses.
Yeah, we get to keep playing football. We get another Bears game, so it's good stuff.
Yeah, the Northwest Indiana Bears.
I was thinking about, as I was driving downtown to the party I went to on Friday, like, nobody ever thinks about it, but the guy who changes the light bulbs on, I don't know what building it is, in the skyline that has, like, the orange and blue all the way up, that has the bear down on the windows.
Yeah.
That guy must be having, like, I don't know, it must be like a really fun thing for him. Like, oop, Bears made it into the playoffs. I get the light bulbs out. I'm going up. I only get to do this like once every 20 years. I wonder if it is. Maybe it's like extra work for him. He's got to do overtime. So he's like, fuck the Bears. I hate them. I wish they would never get into the playoffs.
So
who knows?
The thing is they don't just change it for the Bears.
They change it for a lot of things.
They change it for a lot of things. So this guy has work, but
right. I'm just thinking if he's a Bears fan, he's like, oh, the navy and orange light bulbs. Like, he doesn't know what light bulbs are going to be.
The box.
Right. Like, where is it? Like, the Bears finally made the playoffs again. He's got to dig through the bottom. Hello, old friend. That'd be so good. I wonder how much like goes into it, because you think about, like, you know, the city, like, just like that, like the city representing itself, like I won't call it whatever it is now, the Sears Tower being all the different tops of things. Like, there must be so many decisions and then like workers and things that get onto that whole decision being made, that whole action of the lights changing for the tower. It's crazy to think about.
I imagine it's maybe a smaller number of people that go into the decision making. It's probably the owner of the building, and it's just part of the contract. Like, look,
I get to change the lights whenever.
Yeah, the lights at the top of the building, and like,
yeah, I wonder if there's anything. Probably not. Wouldn't be mad for like airplanes or anything, right? Because they're not flying low enough to where it's gonna fuck with them.
No, I mean, O'Hare is like not in the city.
Yeah,
it's really funny. If you looked at a map of Chicago, Like, and you see there's like the big body of Chicago, and then like it goes down and like splits off in a couple little ways.
Yeah.
And then there's this like straight line of like a single highway,
Yeah.
and then O'Hare Airport.
There's also just little sprinkle specks along where you just got a little pocket of Chicago where it is Marist High School. It's classic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
I did not know that was technically in Chicago.
in Chicago. It's a little address, yeah. Right across the street is just a suburb, and then right across the street the other way, a different suburb. Literally the apartments next to it, and not in Chicago.
I mean, that was kind of how my house was growing up. I wonder, is it an Illinois thing, or is that just how like county and like municipal lines work everywhere? Because
I think we looked it up when we were going there. It was like what you call it. It's something you can apply to, like to the city. Like you can apply to become part of the municipality, like part of you get incorporated or something like that. And I think it's probably like, the school was like it's enough commerce or like enough of a name that it was worth it or something. I don't know. I assume a regular gas station probably wouldn't be able to have the same weight while applying.
Well, my house growing up had I grew up in Waukegan, right? And across the street was Beach Park. To the left, right behind me, Beach Park.
Right.
I was like, why are we Waukegan? But we would pay taxes, and that would go to Waukegan schools, and I did not go to Waukegan schools. I went to Zion, and I have a friend whose house growing up was on the line in between Zion and Beach Park, so we had two addresses, and apparently his parents paid 2 city taxes.
Shit, that sucks,
right? Like, I don't know about that last part, but 2 addresses.
Why would you even need that for like mailing purpose? But why? Like,
one of them's in one town, one of them in the other one.
But what even for like regulatory purposes would that be useful for?
They own property in that town, so they need to have the.
But it can't just be the same address. Like if I'm thinking it's on the street, and
I think it's like, the same number.
Well, it'd be like 1604, like Wallace Street or whatever, right? Yeah. And it would just be 1604 Wallace Street in, one town A, 1604 Wallace Street, town B.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same exact address and everything.
It's the same number, but the full address is different.
Right. It's Wallace Street, town B, Illinois, Wallace Street, town C, Illinois. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. I thought it would literally be like, all right, well, we got to get you a new house number for this municipality. 1604 is taken on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Which is another weird thing. How did we just like decide on housing numbers to do that? We're like odds are on one side, evens are on the other.
That I don't know.
Right? Like why? It's not just like going down.
If you think about it, like you wouldn't want to do it as a loop. The idea is that the number goes up in one direction and down in the other. So, like if you were doing them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on one side of the street, what are you doing on the other side of the street?
The other end of the loop, I guess.
Yeah, but then you have numbers going up and down while heading down the same side of the street. That's not very useful for navigating.
I guess. Just name every street twice. Name sidewalks instead of streets. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, the 15-minute city champion that we need.
I don't know. I guess it makes sense when you think about it like that. I just it's one of those things that I just never really thought about. I never really taught it to me. It's just something that I learned while walking down streets.
Well, I mean, that a lot of, at least Chicago has the grid, and it's like a very good grid. And
for the most part,
there's a point. Compare it to some other cities.
Yeah, I've seen some other cities. Yeah. We do have some funky lines that just cut the grid into weird sections, but yeah.
I think it's on the corner of Michigan and Erie. I actually should know this, but I don't. That's 0-0 or 1-1. And then, you go north of Erie, you start counting up by hundreds for each block.
I thought it was State and Madison. And that might be for the parabola, but I'm just remembering that from math class when they told me, so ignore me.
Like I said, I should know this, and I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's Michigan. But when you go north and you start counting up, and you say north, and then you start, you go down, you start counting up again, and you say south, and then from Michigan, west and east. So
yeah,
that's how they do that. And then down around here, you actually have 29th Street, and that's just literally the 2900 block. They just didn't give it another name. So that would be a prime candidate for if you're like naming streets and stuff like that. That would be one of them. Because it doesn't have one already.
As much as they do have, like, you know, looks good on, like, the grid zoomed out, the amount of intersections and just dumb things in Chicago. I know you like your one-ways and whatnot, but they just come at the most inopportune times.
I
had
like
an intersection
one-ways.
yesterday.
I like zoned parking. Even I don't have a parking zone right now, but I like it for when I am living somewhere like that. And I respect that people that live near businesses need places to park. I get it. The thing I don't like is speed bumps. Because they're not maintained well.
No.
And no matter what speed you're going over it, you're like hitting your bumper on it.
Yeah, you're going to bottom out.
Here,
it sucks so bad. There was an intersection I just drove on Friday where the light, you go up to the light and you have to stop. And then right after that light is the turn lane to get on to the major highway. So you have to stop at the light, wait for nobody to go, and then you have to wait to get onto the highway, just waiting for traffic to clear. Couldn't do that at the light because fuck you. You got to just wait now with nobody and back up the entirety of the light because you're waiting for the whole break in traffic. What's going to break the traffic? That fucking light that was right behind you 5 feet. So you're going to wait for them to get red. Doesn't make any sense. I'm basically already using the light, but now I'm just using it 10 feet back that way.
I know the type of thing you're talking about. Just turn anyways. See no one. Double check, make sure there aren't any cops.
I mean, that's the thing. You can just turn whenever, but I don't want to get hit. I just have to wait for traffic.
Yeah.
Ugh. Stupid Chicago. And it's like, all right, I need to just make a right turn. One way. I guess I'm driving a mile north to go a quarter mile east. Yippee.
Yeah. The thing is like the things that mess up traffic are the things that are off the grid. Like the curving highways, like, entrance and exits and stuff like that.
True. The fact that they had to get, like, integrated onto there. Mm-hmm. Like, I specifically think going to one of our friends' house who lives sort of up on the north side. I forget what exactly it is. When you get off the highway, it's like 2 different right turns and also 2 stacked intersections, but like...
Yeah, you need to go... I know what you're talking about. I used to live over there, so I would get off there all the time.
It sucks, because it's like you have to skip one right turn and then go through an intersection to make your right turn.
Yeah, but that other thing, it is technically an intersection, I guess. But like the lights are in sync.
It's like 1 car long. Yeah, that's the good
is
thing.
1 car.
It's a 1 car intersection.
Maybe 2.
It just doesn't make any sense. You're thinking, like, why couldn't you just, like, make this a little bit bigger, 1 big light, and then everybody has to wait maybe sometimes instead of now you have 2 lights? Like, why? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I like some of these streets that are not on the grid. There's a couple corners where it's, like, 6 different, I guess 3 streets that all intersect at the same exact spot. And, yeah, I guess waiting for a light can take a little bit longer, but... It's kind of cool to see, like, so much stuff around, the view that you get of everything around there. It feels like it's bumping. Yeah,
like MLK, there's a lot of, like, stacked intersections like that are the same way where it's literally, like, 1 car and then you're just driving through. But, yeah, it's the same kind of deal. It feels like the middle of the street's basically like a boulevard. It looks kind of cool.
Well, MLK has, like, the side streets to it, which is, like, you're going up and there's, like, the center part of it, and then... There's a barrier for another lane to the right.
Right.
That is just the same thing, but you can park there.
Right. It feels like, I don't know, it's like a weird mesh of downtown. Because MLK, like, doesn't really go down, like, a lot of, like, giant, like, high-rise type buildings, like, straight through downtown. You think of, like, Walgreens and different things, like the neighborhood. It's kind of cool.
Speaking of MLK, happy MLK Day. Belated.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be coming out the day after, right? Happy MLK Day. Hell yeah. MLK did a lot of speeches. Be sure to look up all of them. Not just I Had a Dream one that they keep pushing out. There's lots of them.
It's actually a good time to think about MLK's life, but I don't have anything to, like, I don't know too many details anymore. So I guess I can't really talk about it in detail. I'll look up stuff later for my own pleasure, and you should too.
I'll look up, a little bit more intricate details. But his other speeches were mostly anti-government, anti-war speaking. So it's like
those ones, the ones that they don't teach you about.
Right, the ones that they would not like you to be having rhetoric about. They would rather you just learn about the civil rights part, which, again, very important. But he spoke about a lot of different things. He had a whole speaking tour, and it wasn't just on one speech.
There's another famous speaker who had like a different issue that she overcame. It's the blind and deaf woman.
Helen Keller?
Helen Keller.
She wasn't a speaker because that was one of the other issues.
No, she was. That was why it was like so cool, is that she learned how to speak while being blind and deaf.
I thought she just learned how to write. I thought she was like able to sign. I didn't know she knew how to speak.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
And she also had a lot of opinions about the government.
Sweet.
that nobody talks about.
I didn't know Helen Keller could actually learn how to speak. I just figured it was all writing because she was able to write a book. I knew that was her famous thing, but I didn't know she was able to. I thought she was like signed it out. I didn't know she dictated it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like she also does like the sign things too with the hand because she couldn't see the signs. But no, there's a lot of like records and recordings of her speaking.
Interesting.
That's why it was so impressive. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why she had doubters.
What do you mean doubters? Like
people didn't think she was actually blind and deaf.
Oh,
because she could speak, and they're like, "That's not fucking possible."
That's crazy. Even though her speech was probably not like perfect, it was probably like slurred to some degree.
Yeah,
like a deaf person's usually is because they can't mimic the sounds of actual speak. They're just.
It's kind of it's weird how people react to like disabled people accomplishing things.
Yeah, I don't get like what do you gain from like they shouldn't be able to do that? That's not real. Like just they think that they should be able to do it better. Like they could do it better. Like what's the point? Like I can get that if it's like celebrities or whatnot. Like I could do what you do, but like. This is literally a disabled person. Like what the hell?
Yeah, I mean they figured it out. Like they're talented. Like. It's just how it is. But people start doubting that they have the disability because they were still able to accomplish things. So.
That's crazy. Yeah. Damn. I didn't know Helen Keller was able to speak. That's wild.
Yeah. And she started saying shit about communism. They were like, okay, stop.
Stop that. That's probably why they don't know she could speak.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, go Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Kicked ass. Oh, man. Have you played the old Call of Duty games? Like the original ones? 1 through, I think it was like, they had like 4 different iterations of 2.
No. But I did know about the multiple iterations of 2. Because I went down a Wikipedia rabbit hole when I was into Call of Duty. Starting with Call of Duty 4?
That's the first Modern Warfare.
6. I started with Modern Warfare 2.
Ah. Yeah,
I played a little bit of zombies on my cousins.
Because World at War is 5, and Modern Warfare 2 is 6. The original Call of Duties are just so crazy cinematic. Because, like, I think Modern Warfare 2 and, like, World at War was when they really started fine-tuning and getting the gameplay, like, perfect to where they wanted it. Because it got onto, the Xbox 360. That was when, like, FPS gameplay with controllers like got to its peak. But like before, when it was like a lot more clunkier and just like kind of move, stop, shoot, like they had to lean heavily into the cinematics.
The pre-scripted things that you can't fuck up.
Like Big Red 1 is literally like Pearl Harbor. Like you're just a guy on one of the ships in Pearl Harbor trying to shoot down the planes. Like imagine being that. Like it's such a crazy visual and like perspective to be able to go through. And I think in the first Call of Duty 2, you're literally storming the beaches of Normandy. Where it's like actually I think that's Medal of Honor.
The first 3 Call of Duties were just all World War II, right?
Yep.
And then Modern Warfare got its name because it was setting itself apart from just World War II.
Correct.
Then you have World at War, and they're like, okay, we kind of figured out how to make it like better to play, so we're gonna do this again. Mm-hmm. And then Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, traded off a little bit. Black Ops was other historical things, kind of. Black Ops 3 was in the future, right?
Yeah, Black Ops 2 was too. It was like a little bit into the future.
I only played the first one.
2050, so like just barely into the future, but you had some robotics and shit. Yeah, Black Ops 3 is when you started getting exosuits and crazy shit like that.
And then they also did
the Battlefield
Advanced
series.
Warfare. The Battlefield series was all World War II for a bit there as well.
Yeah, Battlefield 1942, and then eventually when Bad Company and all the...
I played Bad Company 2. That was my shit.
Bad Company 2 was the shit.
That was really
love
good.
that.
And then, the Call of Duty series eventually went all the way back around and now just has like Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah.
Actually, that was probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah, at this point, that was another smash hit. It's kind of weird to think about. I've listened to a lot of different video essays about like just the gaming industry and like how it's been evolving over the time. And the World War II shooter genre was something that like was created and became like its whole genre in itself of just World War II shooters.
Yeah, not just shooters,
Right,
but
specifically.
World War II.
And then people, I guess, especially in the critic space, got like tired of it, which is why they had to transition from it. But I don't know how tired it was, because as soon as they went back, people were like, finally, back to the good
We
shit.
talked about this like an episode or two ago. You know, you got to try to make new Coke to really get people to appreciate classic Coke.
Yeah. Because I mean, the World War II genre is still alive and kicking. People still want a lot of stuff from that era. That's just the coolest fucking, literally just the world at war. Nothing else matters. But, it's a cool thing. It's a cool part of history.
Yeah. And I mean, especially with like World at War, like you were playing like from the perspective of people from different countries.
Yeah, that was actually one of the coolest parts of Battlefield. So Battlefield did the same thing at the naming conventions. They had Battlefield 5, and then afterwards they released Battlefield 1.
I remember when Battlefield 1 came out, or the same month that I came and dog sat with you. Do you remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We got a fifth of Fireball and played video games, and there was a dog around.
Classic. Yeah, I think that was at, my godmother's house right across the street from where I grew up. Classic. Yeah, no, both of those games were World War I themed.
Which I do remember that because Battlefield 1 had horses.
Yeah.
Because horses were still very much used in World War I, and I think part in World War II, but like it was a big part of World War I. Yeah, especially through through desert fighting and stuff. Horses were like some of the most reliable things because cars were double shit. They weren't going to be able to go through sand and all that. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. Yeah, it's wild to see like all the different like the perspectives through things. Like I think there's part in Battlefield 1 where like you see Italy fighting through the mountains, and they literally had like knights with machine guns. Like heavy metal plate knights with like light machine guns walking through the mountains. It's like, that's crazy. I remember seeing like the horseman. It would be like a horseman with a rifle and a cutlass.
Yeah, it's such a cool like mesh of history that you don't even get to like think about too much, because America wants to say that we were big saviors in the war and nobody else really mattered, but everybody else was in World War I a lot more than we were.
Yeah, like we just sort of came in at the last minute of both of them. Yeah, kind of.
We were given aid the whole time, so like we were our names were on the bill. Like,
yeah, but we weren't there.
We had an EP credit to everybody going there, but we weren't actually there. Yeah, like D-Day was the same thing. We had like I think 1 or 2 boats were the Americans, which we were there. We did sacrifice our lives, and you know, the people of Normandy have a celebration every year of like celebrating the American liberation. They very much like love American culture there, as opposed to other parts of France that hate American culture. So it's kind of a cool like culture flip. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it's the European losses in World War II were far, far greater than America. Mm-hmm. We didn't exactly beat the Nazis. We were mostly fighting out in the Pacific, and even then we kind of just stomped our way through.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, World War II was like Pearl Harbor. That was a big hit to us. And Normandy was like it was just like such a hard thing to take. It like everyone else's was already like their resources were drained at that point, that it was kind of impossible for anyone else to do it unless there was another power. Like I don't know if fucking Russia went like all the way around.
I would say, did you know about the Battle of Stalingrad? That's Call of Duty 2 finest hour.
I do. It's the one where it's like not everyone even got a rifle.
Yeah.
They would send you out there.
First
and it's
man
like
in line gets a rifle,
the...
second ammunition. You just follow the first guy, and as soon as he killed, pick up the rifle.
Yeah. Like, oh.
And the way they got there was basically the same way of Normandy. Like they had, Stalingrad was taken over with machine gun bunkers, and they got there via boat, but it was everybody just on rowboats. Mm-hmm. Like not even the armored things they were rolling up on. They were just getting shot to shit on rowboats, rolling up, just sending thousands of people to the front line.
Yeah. No, it's honestly like those two battles are like, I'm not a history buff.
I am a little bit.
I passed the AP history exam, U.S. history.
All right.
In high school, but like those two battles in particular, like with the Russians is a bit more straightforward, right? Like with the whole gun thing. Yeah, it's like we're expecting you to die.
Literally, yeah. This is all played by numbers.
The only
way
that we can save the world is we need human beings to run directly at guns long enough to create an opening for us to stop them.
Right.
And that is what your job is. And it's like the fact that you're like literally just planning on sacrificing your life.
Yeah, that's from Call of Duty Black Ops, Viktor Reznov's famous line of like, Russians do not have, like, there's no victory without sacrifice. Russians know this best.
Reznov was Modern Warfare, I thought.
No, Black Ops. He's the guy that's in prison with Mason and then turns out to not be real.
Oh,
he's like fixing his brainwashing. Or not fixing him, but he's re-brainwashing him to be his own plot instead of the Russian plot.
Yeah.
Spoiler, if you haven't played Call of Duty Black Ops, 20-year-old game at this point, probably.
Yeah. Who was I thinking of? There was a guy
in Modern Warfare? That would have been Makarov.
Makarov.
Is the main guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Makarov is the big bad. And then in Modern Warfare, is it 2 or 3, you play as Yuri, who turns out to be like one of Makarov's old acquaintances.
But
was burned by him.
Yeah. In Modern Warfare 1, you play as
Soap. Yeah.
Soap, and you also play as this other guy, I think.
Price? You play as Price in 1? Or you play as Ghost?
No, he's not part of the... I never actually played Black Ops 1, or not, Modern Warfare 1, but what people told me was that the guy that you start Modern Warfare 2 as, who gets killed in the airport, was someone you played as in Modern Warfare 1.
Pretty sure it is.
At some point.
Soap, yeah. Because Soap is the person that dies.
Soap dies in 3.
Oh, okay. So that is the whole thing with Yuri and Price.
That's I remember. I played Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, and yeah, Soap dies. And honestly, if I played Modern Warfare 1, it would have hit me more. But then Yuri's like, "Okay, Price, we got to get out of here." And then Price punches him down the stairs.
Throws him down the stairs. He's like, "What the fuck do you mean you know Makarov? How does he know your name?" Yeah, it's a fucking great moment. I don't remember who the main protagonist was then, besides Soap in Modern Warfare 1.
I mean, of all the war video games I've played, my favorite thing to do was to play as Ramirez in
Get
the
to
US.
the Burger Town!
Yeah, you
Ramirez!
get to take back the Burger Town.
Get to the Burger Town!
And the whole like taking back the capital thing was
pretty
crazy
cool.
because Price is fucking maniac. You're gonna EMP your own fucking capital.
You gotta do what needs to be done. The endings of those games are always so cool too. Fucking Price punching him through the glass ceiling and then just like laying there lighting up a cigar. So cool.
Throwing the knife at the end of Soap.
Yeah.
For 2.
And what is who do you go in at the end? It's Price and who else to go and finally kill Makarov at the end of 3? I forget who he goes in.
Probably Yuri.
Is it Yuri? Okay, yeah, because that's you have to unfortunately see Yuri die right before you finally kill Makarov. Which I guess.
Well, I mean, he was around. He had his little robots, and he was like willing to give his life to.
I was gonna say
Makarov.
Yuri probably already was like willing to die because he was like Makarov probably burned me and wanted to kill me. I'm kind of living on borrowed time, like trying to get my revenge. So that makes sense. Rest in peace, Yuri. John Price, though, speaking of, there's a cool Easter egg in one of the Call of Duty 2s. You can find Price's grandfather, who is another Captain John Price. It's just kind of like they use the same model, and they were like, yeah, they're related. But it's kind of just like cool, like
funny.
backwards Easter egg, yeah.
Yeah.
Same mustache, same everything. It's like, that's just his grandfather because it's World War II, and this is 60 years later.
It's like the opposite of Carmine from Gears of War.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's a new guy named Carmine. I don't know if they're related, but it always dies.
I haven't played through the Gears games. I've only played Judgment Day.
I only played Gears of War 3, and people told me about the Carmine thing, and then I met a Carmine. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, because the question is always like, is this the one where Carmine makes it out? In Gears of War 3, everyone's into trilogies. It was going to be the end of an era. Maybe they were going to... pull the trigger on that. And no, he gets there's this part of it where you got to fight through like a giant worm. Like you're like running through its digestive tract and like shooting its hearts.
Oh shit.
Stuff like that.
Pretty cool.
And it has these smaller bugs in it. I mean, they're like, dog sized and have vicious sharp teeth and everything. You make it all the way through and like Carmine goes missing for a minute and then you guys are out there and it's like, whew. Where's Carmine? And then he comes out and he's getting eaten by these things. It's like he's just like his torso up. It's pretty fucked up, but like, I don't know, Gears of War has a sense of humor about those things.
Yeah. I've read...
And I didn't finish the game, now that I think about it.
I've never read the Gears of War books, but I've read about them. because they've had a whole book series. I don't know if it's based on the games or if the games were based on the books. I don't know which direction it went, but that's pretty fucked up. All the different parts about it, like when they say all the different. I forget. It's called the swarm or the hive that comes through from the ground.
The swarm.
The swarm. Yeah. It's the crazy thing, like how they figure out how they need chainsaws in the bottom of their guns because the bones of those things are so dense, like nothing can cut through them. And not only do you need chainsaws, but you need to be like jacked to be able to push through and like.
Yeah, I mean, you look at how all those guys are built.
Yeah, and like they need to be, even the women, like they need to be strong enough to push through those dense bones and actually cut them apart. And they talk about the one thing I read is about the scene describing like when they have to go and shower afterwards, and it's just like sounds like gravel because all the bone fragments like lodged in their skin from having to do that just like start falling out.
We have a guest star.
Little sock baby. Doot, doot, doot. Hello.
She's stepping on your phone.
Yeah, I got games on my phone just for you. Little cat games. Aww. Aww.
She's getting better with being pet.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's not like actively avoiding.
Yeah.
She's just like, sometimes like to do the hit and run, but now she's getting a little more lovey.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I just sort of like, for the most part, I just sort of let her come up to me to be pet, and she's been doing it more and more. She'll come up, like she'll jump on my lap, and she'll start making biscuits, a little like pawing thing.
Yeah.
And if my like pants are super thin or something like that, it kind of digs into my leg.
Oh yeah.
But it's progress with her where she's not running away. So I try to bear it for a bit. I'm like, okay, let's see how long this will take. And I've been lifting her up more. Just like I'll come up and I'll just be like a little like whoop.
Oh.
Like a foot or two off the ground. Get her more comfortable with it.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna get her fixed next month.
Oh yeah, she's getting to be about that age.
Well, yeah, I mean she was about that age for a couple months, but my other cat's fixed already, so nice. And there is a discount in Chicago for fixing animals during the month of February. It's like
Valentine's
a tax
Day
rebate thing. Yeah,
neat. It's kind of funny.
They cover part of the cost. I think it's like $60 of it.
Cool.
So yeah, that's what I did for my first cat, and so that's what I'm gonna do with her.
Right on.
Deal hunting.
Gotta save those pennies.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Oh, what did she open? A Call of Duty Modern Warfare wiki.
She typed that in?
This is crazy. She really wants to know. How much time we got left in the podcast? Ooh, quite a lot.
Yeah,
all right, so there's something else that I don't know if I've shared with you. The way you say "I'm sorry" in French. Are you familiar?
No, I didn't know they said that.
Okay. So I got this whole story. But
yeah.
The way you say "I'm sorry" in French is "Je suis désolé," which just means "I am desolate." Literally translates to which whatever. Like I am sorry is I am full of sorrows technically, which that's equally kind of wacky. But whatever. It's just it's a phrase in French. That's the way you say it. So my French teacher back in high school told me a story when she first vacationed in France. And when you learn a language, there's a moment where you transfer from like you're trying to remember phraseology to where you just go to like translating, right? Like you say what you want to say in English in your head, then you translate it to French because you're fluent. You're trying to practice your fluency. So she's on a holiday in France and she talks about going to a public pool and some kid bumps into her and he's like, "Oh, Jay, I'm sorry. And she tries to say like, "Okay, you don't have to be sorry, kid." Like that's what she says in her head. You don't have to be sorry. Like, don't worry. Everybody makes mistakes. So she says that in her head in English, and it comes out in French as "tu n'as pas regret," which means, literally translates, you don't need to have regrets. So it's fine, right?
Yeah.
But the way that comes off in phraseology in French is basically just like, you better not have any regrets, kid. So it's like, this kid's just like, "Oh shit," like walks away from her and she's like, "Oh, weird. I don't know why he gave me that look." And she said it wasn't until like hours later in the hotel, like, "Oh man, I was basically like a French Karen, just like ready to beat that kid's ass."
They won't fucking kill you.
Right. She didn't fucking realize, like, because it's like, "Je suis désolé" is much more delicate. Like that's the way the phraseology was built. Like you say like, you better not have regrets. Like regrets is much harder to come at them with. So it's just a funny little thing. Like, be careful what you say. Even though it makes sense, it might not make sense culturally. Might be scaring some kids. Just bump him at the pool like, oh, I'm sorry. You're going to be sorry in a minute. You better make peace with your God, little French boy.
I wish I spoke another language. I wish I was about that far into another language.
I can like order from a restaurant, like not convincingly. Like if the waiter literally speaks no English, which is kind of would not happen probably. If he speaks literally no English and cannot understand me, I can probably get across what I want from him. But I can never convince somebody that I speak French. Like period. They'll know.
I've seen these videos on Instagram of like instead of saying this in Spanish, like I don't know, a phrase for like I'm sorry or something, say this, and he'll give you like 10 different phrases and tell you what they mean. But like he could be lying.
Yeah, very much.
Tell.
You would know.
That could be why it's so popular, is that there's a bunch of other Spanish speakers like, yeah, this dude's telling like if you want to tell someone it's okay, you just, say this, and it turns out to be like you better not have any regrets.
Fuck you. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. But it'd be a good way to play pranks. But I wonder if the Spanish speakers in the comments would just let that fly, or if they would come in and step in it.
No, they would let me.
Yeah, no, definitely say that to them.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty funny. I mean, that's basically just like you got to speak Spanish to know. If you know, you know.
I mean, anytime like someone has tried to like teach me a little bit of Spanish, at some point they play that on me. At some point they try to get me to say something in Spanish that is not what they're telling me it is.
I feel like that's the classic. You got to do that to
part of the fun.
Right.
I'm in on it too. I'll say something goofy so long as it doesn't like actually get me in trouble.
Right.
Because anytime I would play along, then the person I'm speaking to would look at whoever just told me to do it and was like,
right.
You.
I know you did something.
Yeah, you tricked them.
That's pretty good. So the trope that I see a lot in TVs and movies that I just don't really understand the more I think about it is that, oh, I know a guy trope, to where you're just like, oh, how are we going to get into this place? Or how are we going to get this thing? Like, oh, I know a guy that works there. Like, if you work at a facility, you have zero access to, like, anything else in that facility besides your specific job, usually. Like, if you work at McDonald's, you can't, like, get into the McDonald's HQ. Like, if I work at a package handling facility, I can't, like, get my hands on the packages, like, the manifests, like, all that different stuff. Like, there's a whole different department and, like, the offices and shit that I can never go into.
Like, yeah, well, I feel like I haven't really seen... There's like, two types of I know a guys. There is, hey, I know a guy at this place that has access to the shipping manifesto. Because we have this guy, then we can rob this specific place. It created an opportunity. Then there's I know a guy where you have a problem and you need someone with a set of skills.
Right.
It's like a different...
And I feel like the know a guy to like get into a place is often stretched to where like I know a guy that works in this place, so he can like get us in. It's like how if you work anywhere, how are you getting anybody that doesn't also work there in?
Well, you're a criminal. You're helping criminals. You probably have some like maybe you stole your boss's key card or like I feel like a majority of people that are trying to get into a building like any restricted area get stopped at the first one. Right? Like, that's where you're catching a majority of the people that are trying to sneak in. And if you can get past that, then you could pull out more...
Honestly, yeah.
Like, crazy things like hacking into the keypad or something like that.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. That probably is true. If you get past, like, that first barrier, like, at that point, it's just play along. Cause,
act like you're supposed to be there.
Right. That just brings me back to, like, the... put on a high-vis vest and carry a ladder. You can just walk anywhere. You walk right into the movie theater for free. They just think you're supposed to be there, whatever you're doing. Yeah, you got a ladder. You obviously know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take a ladder somewhere if you wouldn't have plans to use it.
I have a ladder right there.
Just go
walk. You want to try this at some point.
We need a high-vis vest, get a hard hat maybe. And
I have hard hats.
Perfect. We just need a clipboard with some paper that has a lot of gobbledygook on it. It's a lot of ipsum lorem gepsum, and we could just point at it and be like, we need a signature right here.
We got the get a clipboard.
Actually, no, we got to go. We already got the signature, so they don't have to go and get a manager or anything. We already got the signature. We're just going to go and get this done, and then we'll be out of your hair. And they're like, whatever.
Well, you don't know Stevie from corporate?
That's literally, it's a huge joke at Trailer Park Boys, where they just like, they go and like steal office furniture from an active office while people are working. Like they just walk into a meeting and like start dragging the table out. They're like, actually we need this. And like, yeah, well, no, actually we called Jake from corporate and new stuff's coming down here in about 5 minutes. So, and they're like, okay.
There's no Jake at corporate.
They're literally like,
you don't know about Jake at corporate?
That's literally, it was like, he just keeps rattling off names and I forget what he lands on. Like Rick or something like, you talked to Rick? Okay, hey guys, I just got off the phone with Rick. We're getting new stuff. Like he just immediately like middle manages it, fucking passes it along. So good. It's like, I'm just need to call this in. He's like, I'd love to let you do that, but actually I need that phone too. Takes it out of her hand.
Yeah, we're upgrading the company phones while we're here. You know, just do it all in one shot.
It's just everything in one. Yeah, it's just everybody just walk in, take everything, and just be like, yeah, we're supposed to do it. They just walk right out.
So long as you're convincing.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking hard hats, ladder, clipboard, movie theater. We got to replace a light.
Yeah, got to
fixture.
Yeah, we got to replace the fixture.
We have to survey. We have to get an estimate for a light fixture.
And we got to do it on one of those, those concession stands that are like halfway down the hallways of the theaters that were never open for whatever fucking reason. But like we got to go fix that fixture. So we got to walk halfway down.
No, we don't tell them which one it is. We ask them to point us to the broken fixture.
To the broken fixture. And then they're like, I don't know, man. We're like, all right, we'll find somebody who does.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll find somebody. Can you point us towards your supervisor at least? And then just go talk to them and fucking, that'd be so good. We get some popcorn while we're on the job.
Yeah. Well, no, once we're in, how do we hide a ladder?
We could just leave it at the site. Like just, they must have like gone off to use the bathroom or something. Oh, let me prop it up at the bathroom. Perfect. We're just taking the longest shits of our lives.
Okay. Okay.
Prop it up in the bathroom.
We can lock it in a bathroom stall.
It's just
from the inside.
They're just in there with the ladder.
No, we like one of us would crawl on the ground, right? But like we have our toolbox is just full of like, I don't know, hats and like hoodies that we can throw on over what we already had. I think we have a good plan here.
And we need to get as much free stuff as possible, though. So I feel like while we're going there, just be like, hey, would it be possible we get like a large bucket of popcorn, just munch on while we're working, and then we get the popcorn, we walk down to the end of the thing, bam. We got popcorn for free. We got the theater for free. We just got to find a movie that started at least like 5-10 minutes ago. So we're still in the previews. Bang, bang, boom.
I just like that because it's like relatively benign and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the fun of it. It's planned like a full-blown heist.
It's one of those, you feel like victimless crimes because you're stealing like, what, $20 from a corporation, like a large movie theater corporation, which...
Yeah, well, it depends on how you want to measure the losses. $20, like the thing is... They're only spending like maybe $2 max in materials of the stolen popcorn.
Yeah, but also tickets. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but they don't lose the ticket. It wasn't a sold ticket.
Oh,
anyways,
yeah.
So,
it's not. They don't even see it is truly victimless. Then
yeah.
They don't even lose anything. We're just sneaking. We're just getting for free. Although it is, they wouldn't. It isn't.
I think it is theft, but
they would call it potential lost revenue because they would have sold a ticket had it be paid. So it's like potentially lost revenue. I think they'd argue
pirating.
Right. They'd argue that. Pirating is another dumb thing, especially with the fact that we don't own video games anymore. If buying a video game isn't ownership, then piracy isn't theft. Do you know the whole thing about your end of user license agreement and terms of service that you're doing with every game now?
It's basically what they're doing is they're selling you a license.
And they have a right to revoke that license at any point at their discretion should you violate the terms of service.
Yeah, but like... So there's a thing like that with the Switch end user license agreement too. That's not actually as bad as it sounds because that means like breaking those terms is like hacking into the system to try and, steal more software.
Essentially.
Like at that point, like, yes, they can revoke it. And honestly, that's kind of reasonable. The thing that isn't reasonable, in my opinion, is revoking access just because you don't want to support it anymore. and then refusing to give the materials to continue to have access to the thing that you purchased.
Right.
That was a whole big thing in like video games like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Or 8 months ago or whatever.
There's a lot of different games like that. Burnout Paradise was one.
No, it was like a European legislation that was going through or something like that.
Oh.
Where people were demanding that if you are to take a game and that someone has purchased a license to play and stop providing the service, you would then need to provide the means to let someone independent run the service for themselves. Mm. So if, let's say Halo 2, right? That was the big one that I remember getting shut down.
Right.
They don't support online for it anymore. So on the PC, you can pull up, like you can like make private servers and stuff like that.
Right, community-made servers.
So you need to be able to provide. Well, that's what the ask was that they would need to be able to provide the means to create a server for Halo 2 if you're going to stop providing the server yourself. And there's games out there that like are single player.
Yeah.
But they still require an internet connection. I never finished BioShock 2, I think. Or maybe it was 1. I have it on Steam. It's like one of the oldest things on my Steam account because it required an internet connection, and I purchased it specifically so I'd have something to do when I didn't have the internet.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that is it Games for Windows Live? Was that one of the original ones that got stuck with that?
If it was Games for Windows Live, then it's even more fucked.
Yeah, that was one of the original like needed internet connection shit. Fallout 3 was another sufferer of that. Mm-hmm. Couldn't connect without Games to Windows Live.
There's finally it's finally modded around that, right?
Yeah. It's really funny. The game itself works, but so all of the mods were made for the specific version that had the Games for Windows Live patch applied to it.
And then they updated it.
So now none of those mods work anymore. Yeah, they had to do a whole bunch of overhauling for them. Pretty funny. But I remember Burnout Paradise, I think it was Burnout Paradise, was a big one for that because it was a single-player game, could have a single-player experience, but you needed to be online for it, like, period. And so what they did because of that lawsuit was they let people, they kept the servers up and you could have a private server or whatnot, but they didn't have a way to like make community servers. So basically you could just go online and drive around in a big empty map on your own. But then people found out in the game files, if you disable one of the DLL checks, there is an option for offline story mode where you can do like, like missions or whatnot. I've never played the game, but it like enables all the different features that should have been enabled for online with different people. Puts NPCs in the game and all that. And it's literally just like one file that you can change and it'll unlock the ability. Like press A for online, press X for single player offline. And they just took that out of the game with one like strike of code. And it's like, well, great. I guess people who play this on console will literally just never get this option. They're stuck with the bullshit solution that they made because of the legislation. People on PC get to have it, but yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I guess I have two things from that. This is the shorter one. One, you're talking about like taking out just a single line of code or a single file, right? Mm. There, and I may have talked about this before, is the Pokemon games Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. They are pretty close to one-to-one remakes of the original Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
Not Platinum, which pissed a bunch of people off.
Wasn't that supposed to be like the definitive edition of that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's stupid. I wanted to see something in the theme of Gen 8, like how Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were like, oh, here's Megas and stuff.
Right.
But regardless, there is a single bit that determines which version of the game you're playing, Pearl or Diamond. So people have reported occasionally opening up their Brilliant Diamond game and then it comes up as Shining Pearl.
Whoa, that's cool.
I don't know if there's a way to like manually do it, but like a single bit flip is not too crazy.
Yeah, no.
There's the whole like space rays thing, but I mean you don't need a space ray to do that.
A single bit changes like all like the. So
well,
that means
it's a flag, and it's the one thing that says, okay, is this game or that game, and then everything else checks that flag.
But it means all the files for like the title screen and for everything to be like designed, because I assume that like how Red and Blue was, they have like slight design differences, like how the UI maybe looks different, like a different hue or something like that. I don't know. But like to have both of those in the same cartridge that can just flip is kind of wild.
It's easier to do that instead of having two production lines.
Production wise,
Really, it's just like the title screen and encounter tables.
Yeah, I guess that would be
like two cutscenes. So,
yeah. But that means that all of the Pokemon data to catch all the Pokemon is on that one cartridge.
it is. If you could figure out how to do it yourself, you could probably...
Can it hold 2 save games? That's the real question. If you save on Brilliant Diamond, will you be able to like load the save game in Pearl, or will you start a new save game? And will that save game persist if you save it, or will it save over?
I think it would be one save. So let's say you beat, like you catch the box art legendary, Dialga, right? You can't then switch over and then catch Palkia because that part of the story is done.
Right.
But anything else that you can redo, I think you could get both done.
Huh.
But that was the first thing I was thinking of. Second one, there's this game that I wish I remember the name of. I saw a YouTube video on it. It's like a driving game where you're a guy that has the power to like jump into someone else's head when they're driving.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Drive as them. So, you know, you have this ability and you get jobs to like, you know, hey, you mind control this guy and hop into his body to drive and like get him out of there or something like that. Crash a truck. I don't know.
Huh.
And then there's the final. Oh, but the reason it was relevant was because you just like can't access it anymore. Like it was sold on Steam and now they took it away. And if like, even if you had it in your library, it's gone now. Shit like that. But the final thing you do, it's not a boss, it's like a drive thing you do.
Yeah.
Is you are like locking into the perspective of someone that's chasing you. But you are still in control of yourself in the car being chased. So you're driving from someone else, like you're driving the car that is being chased in a chase scene from the perspective of the person who's chasing it. So you need to hit your rights and lefts and stuff like that, and obstacles are like they're basically right in front of you.
Sounds like a cool game.
You can react to it. Yeah, it has a really cool concept, and
Damn.
I don't know the name, and it's like impossible to get. And you can probably pirate it somewhere.
Yeah, I'd probably find it. It might be on like an Abandoned War website. Yeah. Since we're talking about all this, rest in peace, Knockout City.
Yeah, I mean...
Decent game.
Yeah, I like having fun with my friends. And the game, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, dodgeball, 3v3, this is fun. Yeah.
I can understand why it didn't catch on and why they stopped. Well, first they sold I think they sold to Epic, and then they shut it down. Because like they did not have this... Like, they couldn't manage all their servers by themselves, so they needed someone else to step in. They got Epic.
Yeah.
And then they got shut down because
wasn't the moneymaker. Yeah. They probably weren't willing to do, like, the same microtransaction or whatever. The microtransaction to hell.
No, they did.
Did they? Oh, shit. I don't know.
I mean, it, like, you could buy things, like, for your character, and you could buy the Battle Pass, you know, just
regular
standard
shit.
stuff, Rocket League, any other game.
No, rest in peace. It was a fun game.
Yeah. Give me access to private servers. Actually, I think those do exist. I think they did do that.
Maybe we can get a Knockout City game if we get enough people on Discord then.
Yeah, I mean, you could do 1v1s. 2v2s. 3v3s. This is not like any of the other games that we were trying to do, like Natural Selection 2, which we had like 16 people to play.
Yeah, so fun though. God, I love Natural Selection 2.
The last one was not as fun.
Yeah, no, because oh god, it was such a stupid slog. We had that game won like 3 different times. It was so dumb. It's just the fact that humans can kill aliens so fast and we can't destroy structures fast. Ugh, annoying. But this will about do it for this episode of Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 85. If you liked what you heard, then be sure to give it a 5-star rating, drop a comment, tell us why you liked it. And be sure to check us out every single Tuesday, everywhere else you find podcasts, because we love you, and we would love you even more if you checked us out even more.
Tell me that my cat is cute.
Yeah, tell us how cute you think Captain is. She's a cutie.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Oh, I got